This is gonna be well, let's see. What up? What up? I hope all is well. This is gonna be a reading for the air sign collective, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let me make sure I got the volume up. Yeah, so let me make sure I got this camera right and we could get into it. Let me see, is this camera? Yeah, it's on, but hold on. Here we go. What up? What up? What up? It's your girl D here. We're gonna see what we got going on for the air sign collective. This is for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Happy birthday, Jimmy. Shout out your favorite Geminis. Check out where Gemini is in your chart because there's some activity there. You know, as you know, we all have Gemini in our chart, whether you have a planet there natally in your natal chart or not. Right now, we got the sun there. We got Jupiter there. So there's some activity going on. All right. But I'm going to pull some cards. We're going to see what's going on with the air sign collective. Shout out to you all. Who's my favorite Gemini? My favorite controversial Gemini is Ye. His birthday until June though. I don't know no May Geminis. Yo, let me know in the comments when your birthday is, what you doing for your birthday. I would love to hear. I'm gonna get 5 cards out and we're gonna get it going, okay? Let me see. I'm gonna make sure you can see them. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. Let me get the other one out. All right. So I got the 7 of Wands, the 3 of Swords. Actually, just come over here. The 3 of Swords, the 7 of Cups in reverse, the 9 of Swords, and then Temperance is in reverse. Why that looks crooked? I think that looked better. Let me see. Yeah, that's better. All right, let me move it over a little bit so you could see. I know people like to see the picture. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So this is what we're looking at here. So I don't know. I'm just getting somebody delivering food. Okay, just DoorDash. Be careful. Okay, somebody got some dogs. You know, that be in the yard. Be careful leaving the package on the porch and getting away from the dogs. Yo, if you got dogs and you know you got food coming, put your dogs up. You know what I'm saying? Put your dogs up. You don't want to, no unnecessary problems. I'm seeing that. Now, people need to be careful. I feel like with that for sure. There's a lot of thoughts going on here. I don't know if you got a lot of things you got to do, and I just feel like somebody's trying to avoid offending someone. Also, it's like they're trying to figure out how to say something without somebody getting defensive, or somebody could be trying to gaslight somebody. It's like you could be speaking up and saying how you truly feel, but somebody may be, not trying to hear what you're saying or trying to twist it around on you, or maybe, you're an air sign, maybe you doing the gaslighting and somebody is like, yo, I'm tired of that. I'm not trying to hear that. But I do feel like somebody may, how can I say it? There's a saying that said you get more bees with honey. So, if you're trying to tell someone something, it's all, truth has no friends. The truth has no friends. And most people don't want the truth. Like, for real, they don't want the truth, because when you tell people the truth, it kind of strips them bare of their facades. A lot of people are living under facades, false realities, illusions, whether they're trying to push off an illusion onto someone or whether they're living in an illusion. A lot of people don't want to be woken up. I'm just hearing Wham, wake me up before you go, because I'm not planning on going solo. Anyway, I don't know where that came from. But I feel like a lot of people right now are waking up. And so, and if you're being truthful with someone about the way that they are to you, you don't like how they communicate with you. If someone has a problem with that, now let's not be petty. People have to communicate, they have to express themselves. You cannot control the way someone expresses themselves, but what you can do is you can express boundaries. Like, look, I know we fighting and arguing, but there's certain things that you can't say to me where, if we gonna work things out later, you gotta watch what you say. I've always been the type of person, when I argue with people I care about, I try to watch, like, I don't say shit to hurt you. Like, I'm just not that type of person. I never have been. I just tell you the truth. Like, this is what I seen, this is what happened, this is my version of what it was, you know. And because I got a lot of Scorpio placements, that's all I really need to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to lie. I don't need to make shit up about you. I don't need to start rumors about it. I don't need to do none of that. If, I hear somebody, talking some nonsense about me and I feel like I want to validate it, that's if I feel like I want to validate it, because, sometimes I be feeling like a lot of shit is beneath me, to be honest, because I don't be worrying about what people's feelings are. I mean, and how people think of me. I really don't. I never really been the person who cared about that to a certain extent, except for the people I care about. Then I care to a certain extent. But like, I just feel like people, you get more bees with honey. So if you want to express something that you don't like that someone's doing that's really bothering you, just try to word it in a way where you're not being mean and facetious. Just state the facts. Take your feelings out of it. Maybe come back when cooler heads prevail. You know, I'm getting that type of thing. And I'm getting like people arguing and having a discussion about things and things getting heated. And somebody's trying to be logical about it. Like, yo, you know what? Things are getting heated. Let's just reconvene when cooler heads prevail. And then you always got that person like, no, you ain't going nowhere. We gonna fit. It's like, why would you stop someone when they telling you, look, this is not a good time right now, or yo, this is getting too heated for me. Let's just chill out. Let's just, talk about it another time. You always got somebody who's on that bullshit. No, to me, if you like that, I don't deal with you. That's just me personally, because if I love you and I care about you, we gonna fight. That's just how it's gonna be. And when I say fight, we gonna disagree. You're gonna fight with the people you around the most anyway, whether it's your coworkers, whether it's your family members, whether it's, so you have to learn, well, not you in particular, but some people have to learn to watch their mouth and watch what you say, because some shit you just can't come back from. And I'm feeling like somebody's they on that path. Somebody says something that somebody can't come back from. Somebody says something that is like, yo, yeah, you want to reconvene and you want to reconnect, but I can't come back from that. I can't, with this temperance energy in reverse, like you crossed the line. You crossed the line. This Nine of Swords, I can't get that out my head. The shit you said, with the Seven of Wands here, you arguing and you coming at me like a wild dog. You know what I'm saying? You see the dog in the picture? See how he coming at these people? It's like, yo, we trying to have a conversation and this is how you coming at me. And or you got your little friends with you too in our business arguing with us or whatever this is about. It could be two people ganging up on somebody for whatever reason. But I just feel like it's very ferocious. With this Three of Sword energy here, it's like, yo, it's certain things you could say to people and certain things you can't. You can't say everything to everybody. It reminds me of the controversial slap with Will Smith and Chris Rock. I mean, it was conversations all across the globe. Certain people have an understanding. You can't just say things under the guise of, oh, I'm a comedian, to certain people. You know what I'm saying? Because certain people are not going to take it the way like a joke. Like, you have to learn discernment. And I feel like with this temperance energy in reverse, there's a lack of discernment here in reference to how you talk to your people, how you treat your people, whoever they are, whether it's people you work with, people in an organization, people in a group, what have you. Somebody's having some issues with what somebody said. And with the Seven of Cup energy in reverse, it's like, oh, that's how you really feel. This is like an energy of somebody who they won't tell you what the beef is until you bring a concern to them about how they moving or how they doing. You know how them people are. It's like, yo, I want to talk to you about this. I felt a certain way when you did A, B, and C. I'm just trying to understand where your head was at when you came at me like that. You know what I'm saying? And then, the conversation ensues. It may get heated. Somebody starts saying crazy shit out their mouth. And, it's like, yo, I'm not going to tolerate that disrespect with the temperance energy in reverse. Is limits to my shit with the three of swords. That's Libra in that's Saturn in Libra, right? Um, because Libra is how you socialize, how you communicate with people, how you relate to someone, and Saturn is the boundaries, the limits. So what you can say and what you can't say to me. That's the challenge right there. All right. So I just feel like somebody's upset because somebody don't like the way somebody talking. And air signs, depending on if you got Mercury in air, because Mercury is how you communicate. So if you got Mercury in air or Mars in air, you got to be careful because I got Mars in air. You understand? And I also got Saturn in air. So I understand how to talk to people when I care about you. And I understand, I know, okay, we fighting right now. So I'm going to just tell you the truth. Everything is getting heated. I'm going to try to, get my emotions out the situation, but I'm going to be truthful. I'm going to just deal with the facts. I'm not going to say some shit to you purposely just because we fighting, just to hurt you. Like, I'm not with that. But some people on the flip side, they do be like that, especially if they got Mercury and fire or they got Mars and fire. You know what I mean? These is fiery. So you got to understand it. And looking at your chart and understanding your chart will help you to understand how this person battles. You know what I mean? How do they fight? How do they communicate? Things like that. So looking at charts and understanding that about this person, like if you're dealing with someone who got these placements, then it's gonna be a fiery situation. So it's like, okay, do I want to deal with this or do I not? You can't change people. People gonna be them. This is why it's important for you to understand people's charts, because sometimes people be thinking, yo, they do that shit and that shit get on my nerves. I can't stand them for that. Da, 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 da. But if you had a higher understanding of things and you understand astrology or just a little bit, you see that this person got the placement in a chart where they are wired like this. So stop taking it like it's personal against you. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Like this is all about conflict resolution. So with the temperance energy in reverse, not having that higher mind or that higher understanding of how things work, and not looking into things like that is what keeps people from getting along or puts people in a position where they thinking people doing something purposely to get on their nerves when they not doing that purposely to get on your nerves. That's just who they are. So you gotta you could bring it to their attention. Y'all could, especially if you're in a couple situation, you could bring it to their attention. You can go to counseling, go to therapy individually, personally, or just read up on psychology to better understand yourself and learn how to deal with your anger. But you can't just be somebody, when I get mad, I just see red and like nobody's gonna tolerate that shit. Not everybody. Let's put it that way. You got to work on yourself. It takes time. And so with temperance energy in reverse, you don't know yourself as far as how to calm your own self down. That's a problem. You shouldn't be in relationships with people. That's what I'm feeling. Let's give me some clarity here. Yeah, evidence here. Evidence with the 7 of Wands is what's coming out here. So it's like, yo, I caught you. I seen you. Or here's proof. So somebody provided proof with the evidence in the 7 of Wands of, yo, I took the action to go get. I investigated. I don't know if somebody looking at somebody's phone. I don't know if emails. I don't know what happened, but somebody found proof or presented proof to someone to negate what they were actually doing or the action they were taking, because we're dealing with the wands here. All right. Strategy with the 3 of swords here in the challenge section. So like I said, the 3 of swords is Saturn and Libra. That's how you relate to people and knowing the ledge, knowing what to say, what not to say, how to say it, how to move, knowing how to politic, right? So we got that clarified with strategy. So again, it's all about how you say things. It's all about, like, I feel like there's an energy here, there's a problem and a resolution needs to be had, okay? And so I feel like this reading is going to be a reading that talks about, okay, what are the solutions? How can we go about resolving our conflict or our differences and how we see things and how we fight and argue. Because as long as we around each other, we're going to disagree, right? There's going to be going to disagree. How do we deal with each other when we disagree? How do we handle each other when we disagree? And people just be flipping off like, oh, well, I was mad. Man, look, if that's the case, and you gotta get control of that demon. You need to get to know that demon in you. Get to know that demon so that you know how to tame it. You just blowing it off as, oh, yo, that's how I get. I see red, and I go, blah, blah, blah. Nah. Everybody ain't with the crash outs. Okay? Everybody's not gonna look at you like, yo, you crashed out, yo, you was bugging. No. Some people will cut your ass short. Okay, and there's no reconciling, and people don't understand that because some people may find you to be threatening, and they may not even be scared of you. They might be scared of for me, like I said, I got air and Mercury and air in my Mars. I'm not scared of you in reference to you wilding out and doing what you're gonna do. I'm scared of me if I get on that level with you. Because I know it's only three things that are going to happen. Somebody's going to the hospital, somebody's going to, jail, or somebody's going to the cemetery. Like, it's no need for that. We love each other. We're just having a disagreement. Let's be cool. Okay? Let's be cool. And so, you got to learn to work things out. You can't just be Edward Scissorhands and cut everybody off the moment they, get on your nerve. But at the same time, you got to use discretion, and Temperance is in reverse. So that's not using discretion. All right. So when we got the 7 of Cup energy in reverse here, clarify with origin. So how this shit began. How did it begin with the 7 of Cup energy in reverse? It's like, oh, okay. So I see how this. So you had all these issues. This I'm talking about with the 7 of Cup in reverse. You had all these issues that you didn't say anything to me about. And as soon as I come to you with my original concern, now we got all these cups we got to spill over. Because you and your feelings about this. You was in your feelings about that. You and your feelings about this. But you didn't say nothing then. Like, this is people who are just being tit for tat instead of trying to figure out what the solution is, trying to find out if, okay, is there a legit problem, first of all? Or you just being petty? Or you just being in your feelings or in your emotions? Is there a legit problem? Let's take your emotions out the situation and see what the facts are. What are the facts? That's the best way to resolve conflict. What are the facts? It's easier said than done, but the more you practice it like a muscle, the better you get at it. And you're going to have plenty of time to practice it because you're going to be around people. Right? So we have to learn to evolve, 7. Okay. So the 9 of Swords is coming with memory. It's like, yo, I remember all the shit you said to me. You said this to me. You said that to me. You said this to me. You went over here and said this to other, like this 9 of Swords and the 7 of Cup in reverse. It's like it's like somebody's being petty, tit for tat. It's like the 9 of Swords is, yo, I'm coming with facts. But the 7 of Cups is, well, and all about the feelings. It's like there's no balance here. That's why the Temperance is reverse. I don't know who you're dealing with or what it is, but you gotta try to figure out, okay, maybe have a mediator. This is something also as well. Maybe you two just when your planetary alignments, when y'all two together and y'all fire off, okay, we need to have somebody come in who don't have a nickel and a dime, who don't got a bone in the in the skeletal system. Okay, they don't got it's like it don't matter either way for them. They just here to mediate. So maybe some of you, especially if you're fighting in your partners, I would recommend you getting your charts looked at. Number one, you can see the person's Mars, you can see the person's Mercury. Okay. And then, at that point, you'll figure out, okay, yeah, this person, when they get mad, they get fiery because they got fire here, and just try to figure something out from there. And then if you need to figure out your personal traumas, like if this person is triggering you, sometimes we trigger each other. Sometimes people project onto you they shit, but then sometimes what they're doing is reflecting onto you what they see in you. So it depends. If you're dealing with a highly evolved individual, they're reflecting to you. If you're dealing with somebody who's lower vibration, for a fact they've been through some shit, but they ain't been to therapy, they don't read no books, they basically just projecting onto you. That's been my experience in life. So I know the difference. You know what I'm saying? I know that when I fight with you, how you fight with me tells me how evolved you are emotionally, your emotional intelligence. Right. And so at that point, I know, okay, this person is not coming at me, on some bullshit because they just in their feelings today, or they just really secretly hating on me. They coming at me with a real concern. So let's see. Let me put my pride to the side. Let me put my emotions to the side. Is what they're saying true? Is it factual? Maybe it take me a day or two to calm down. I'm human. Maybe it take me 2, 3 days to calm down for the shit they said to me. But let me think about it now that I'm calmed down. Is what they saying truthful? And if it is, where's the evidence? Where's the facts that is truthful? All right. And if it is, you got to learn to apologize. Some people do not want to apologize. I don't know why. It's like, yo, do you want to salvage the connection or not? Is it all about control? Because some people just want to be in control. So they know they're wrong. They're just not going to apologize. Well, that's just who I am. All right, then. At a distance you go. Edward Scissorhands, get to work. I'm not fucking with you. Okay? So yeah, see what I'm saying with the stop card? I can't make this up. You got to stop it somehow, okay? Because they're gonna keep being out of balance until you put a stop to it. You have to be the one who is the cooler heads prevail. You have to be the one to whoever I'm reading this for. It could be you could be either side. You could be the one who is all emotional and acting all crazy, and now want to reconnect with somebody that you straight violated. And now you want to reconnect. Like, where they do that at? You know what I'm saying? Where they do that at? And so this might be a lesson somebody has to learn. It may be a hard lesson. Like, yo, you got the relationship ended, whatever it was. It ended because too many times you was just on flames. When we talking, how you on flames all the time? From 0 to 100 off, that shit is not cool. I don't care if that's in a song. That's just a fucking song. And this is reality. Y'all gotta stop being in a Delulu land. Like my girl Princella, the queen maker, say, stop being in Delulu land for real. What going on the record and what going on TV and that's imagination. That's illusions. In reality, I gotta see you every day. I sleep next to you. We got kids. We got family. We got shit going on. Okay, I gotta work with you every day. Like, let's stop the bullshit. What is the problem? Let's get to the bottom of it. And if can't nobody tell you what the real problem is, can't nobody bring you no hard facts, then you already know what you're dealing with. You dealing with jealousy and envy. Yo, what's the problem? Why are you acting like this towards me? You just think you all that, or you act like da da da. Oh, okay, I didn't actually do anything to you to warrant this behavior towards me. I didn't do nothing. You just doing it because I think I. So that's somebody telling you they don't rock with you because of who you are, your essence. You can't fix that. Baby, you can't fix that. The only way you can fix that is to step off. Leave them alone. Because you can't stop being you because just somebody don't like it. Come on, man. Come on. We all adults here. We all adults here. Mistrust. So there's an issue of mistrust here. Somebody don't trust someone to do what they say they're going to do because it could have been past actions. Like, why you don't trust? Did I do something, or is it because you still dealing with past traumas? This is people bring baggage into their relationships. Did you heal yet? You just hopping from one person to the next because you afraid to be alone because people got something to say. Oh, you ain't got nobody? Something must be wrong with you. What, you gay? What, you damaged? You made it? Fuck what everybody say. It's important that you take time between relationships to reflect on the lessons you learned and move on. If you like all niggas is the same, you don't need to be in a relationship. You need to chill. Okay, you need to chill and not try to be in a relationship with someone. All these women is the same. You don't need to be in a relationship. You don't. You're not ready. You're not ready. You don't trust yourself. A lot of you don't trust yourself, and that's why you don't trust the other person. So you projecting onto them. Like I was saying before, some of us project onto people. Those of us who have not healed, we project onto others. Those of us who have healed or are working on ourselves, we reflect. We're a reflection. Right? Joyless. Somebody ain't happy. Somebody you dealing with is not happy. This is why they act the way they act, because they're truly not happy within. Ain't no way you're gonna have a decent relationship with someone who's not. Well, no, let me not say happy, at peace, because you can't do nothing with somebody who's joyless. They ain't got no joy in their life. You, where's the joy? You don't have no joy. So some of y'all might be so bogged down into shit relationships that you ain't interested in, but you get in because that's what everybody else doing. So I'm gonna. You got kids, you didn't really want them, but hey, y'all was fucking, and that's what people do, right? We fuck for 3 months, and then we move in, and I don't know, whatever your situation is. Somebody ain't happy where they at. So there's a lot of regret here. I'm getting the energy of people being in relationships with people they really don't want to be with because they fucked up with whoever they was with. So now they stuck dealing with who they got. Now this could be somebody dealing with karma because you messed them up, and now you stuck dealing with yourself, your thoughts, or you with people you really don't want to be with. Okay, this don't have to be you. This could be somebody you dealing with. They may be mad now, so this could be the relationship they in and what they going through. Take it how it resonate. Could be somebody you know. Look at this pain. I can't make this up. If this the relationship you in, and you in a lot of pain, maybe you take time out from your relationship. Maybe you take time out. Maybe you okay, you married for 10 years and y'all at a rock, a rough spot, a real rough spot. Could be where people getting violent or ready to get violent or talking to people in a way that it's just like, yo, really? Like you talking to me like the yo, like Kanye said, yo, you remember you talking to me, yo. Okay. Heartless. How could she be so heartless? Yo, watch the way you talking to me, yo. Remember you talking to me, yo. Okay. That type of energy. Like maybe you need a break. Maybe y'all need a break. Maybe, somebody, go stay at somebody else's house for a month or two. Shit, if you got it like that, maybe somebody need to go get an apartment for 6 months or a year. Y'all could still see each other, run, do what you need to do, money permitting, but you got to figure out what you got to do. Some people just need a break to figure out what it is. You know what I mean? And then y'all reconvene and get back together. Or you go to therapy. Go to therapy individually. Read books. You don't got to go to therapist if you don't want to. Read psychology books. Get your chart looked at. Understand your astrology. Look at your partner's astrology. Understand that. If they don't want to look at theirs, that's fine. But at least you understand theirs so you understand them. But y'all got to work together. You got to work together. Whether this is a business partnership, whether it's a relationship, whether this is family, and both parties got to do the thing. Finances. So, okay. So, yeah, for a lot of you, somebody's having issues with finances. You taking money, you doing something you ain't supposed to be doing with, you keep doing the shit. Well, the resolution to that. Separate your separate your finances. Y'all have one account where the bills go in to get paid and have those bills automatically automatically deducted. Don't have a debit card or a credit card for that account. Neither one of you have a debit or credit card for that account, and set up automatic withdrawals for that account. That way ain't nobody touching it, ain't nobody in it. And you got your so you got your paycheck, they got their paycheck. All right. Whatever y'all doing with the bills, whoever paying the bills or whatever part of the bills you paying, you put all of that into one account. You have direct deposit into that account, and then you have auto pay in that account. Y'all don't own no credit card or debit card for that account. Ain't no need, because you don't need to be going into it. You putting money in there for the bills, and you setting up automatic, automatic withdrawals for on a 10th for this bill, on a 12th for this bill, on the 1st for the mortgage or the rent. And then your money is your money. The rest of it is yours. The rest of it, and then y'all do what y'all want with y'all money. But find out what it is. Have a defined definition of what the household bills are that need to be paid and how much they are to the T. And who's going to put how much in. That'll resolve your financial situation. That's what I don't see why that wouldn't work. Okay. I don't say I know everything, but that's what I would try if I was having that problem. Okay. Let's see. What else we got? Play hard. Now, I don't know if somebody's out here spending money that they shouldn't be spending. Like, oh, fuck the bills. I'm going over here and I'm gonna hang out and I'm gonna do blah blah. I don't know if that's what the problem is, but I feel like for some of you that could be what the money. It's a money issue. It's a money problem in a relationship. So maybe doing your money like this is best, right? You have your account, they got their account, figure out what the bills are, who pays what. Whoever pays what, put that money into that account. That account don't need no debit or credit card or check, don't need nothing where you could withdraw from it. The only thing you need is automatic deduction of whatever bill you're going to pay. That's all. All right, and that way, patience as well is coming. Okay, so now maybe somebody is trying to figure out the best way to go about dealing with this. Maybe it requires a lot of patience. Okay, it could very well. But when you're dealing with your partner, you're dealing with someone, especially when you're dealing with finances. Like I said, you got to be careful how you talk to people. You got to be careful that at the same time you have to establish boundaries. You can't just be nice. You can be kind, but don't be nice. Okay, nice is pushover energy. Healing, self-care, introspection, and meditation. So, like I said, for some of you, if your person has not healed past traumas and you know about it, like this person had childhood traumas and they ain't picked up a book since they graduated high school and been out of high school 20 years, ain't got a book in the house. They don't watch no podcasts on psychology, psychiatry, astrology. They don't do none of that. Maybe introduce it to them. You know what I'm saying? You got to have patience. You got to work with your partner because it's going to take time to heal. But work on yourself first. Because if your partner sees you working on them and they see that you got a better mood, you got a better output, that might just be influence enough for them to start on their journey. Drowning. Someone is drowning in this relationship because y'all probably are at a stage where you're at different levels of growth. Okay. And that happens in relationships, right? But maybe ahead of time you think about, okay, well, once we start getting iffy and itchy and on different pages, let's put something in place, a strategy that we can implement so that we can get through that. You know what I'm saying? Like here I go, Capricorn moon. You prepare, you prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. But actually prepare for the worst. It's like, okay, what happens when we start getting tired of each other? What we gonna do? All right, well, let's put a plan in place where we seek out a therapist and we go to couples therapy. Or we seek out a mediator and we go to mediation. Or we, put some things in place where we will rekindle our connection. So, if we start getting bored or antsy, maybe that's when we start putting together something to do a little vacation. Or maybe we have date night twice a month, you know what I'm saying? So we can rekindle and just focus on us. You got to put something in place. But somebody feels like they're drowning over their head, overextended, rock bottom. So if this is about the money thing, you got to figure that out. All right, because somebody's doing way too much. One person is taking all the brunt here is what I'm getting. That's what I'm feeling here. All right, air energy. Let's get another one from this deck. Love affair. Dirty little secret. Okay, so is somebody taking money out the connection and spending it on a lover? Ooh. I told you what to do with that money situation, right? I told you, that's a recommendation. If there's a problem with that, tell me what the problem is. What I just explained to you about the money, separating the money. You have one account where you put all your bill money into. You pay this bill, I pay that bill, or we split everything 50-50, or however y'all doing it, or I pay all the bills. Don't let them have access to that bill account. Nobody needs a debit or credit card to the bill account. And the only money that should be shared between y'all is the money going into that bill account. I don't know. Let me know how that works. Let me know your suggestions in the comments. Okay? Because some of y'all going through this. Aquarius energy. Yeah. Somebody needs to do something innovative. Okay? I got a Mars in Aquarius. Holla at your girl. I'm always trying to look at, okay, well, let's try something different. Let's see what we could do that's unique to us, but we ain't doing what everybody else do. Oh, we got this. It's like it's cool to look to see what other people are doing to a certain extent. And that's just for informational purposes to know what options are available. That's it. I'm not trying to do something because Mary doing that. That's what she doing. I don't give a fuck what Mary doing. Mary, this is what Mary does because that works for Mary's household. That's a perspective to consider. But that's not going to work for our household because blah, blah, blah. Right? It could be a matter of who pays the bills in the house. Well, in our household, we split everything 50-50. In Mary's household, she pay everything. In John's household, he pay everything. So, and then, Mary got access to, Mary pay everything, but John got access to her account. So he could take out money when he want. So John taking out money, paying for his affair? Is that what's going on? Playing hard, having a love affair? Is that what's going on? So, y'all got to figure out what's going on with y'all and figure out how to nip that in the bud. Sometimes you don't got to end the relationship. You just got to switch shit up. Like, okay, you won't be using my money for it. You want to fuck around? Okay. Some people are like, yo, I said till death do us part. And that's what I meant. So it's like, okay, well, you know what? You playing with my money. You doing little stupid shit. Okay, cool. So now we're going to arrange shit around where you don't got access to this money at all. Only money you got access to is your money. All right. Mystic. This is somebody who maybe, like I said, looking at occult sciences, looking at your charts, seeing where y'all compatible at, why y'all fight over this. How could that help you? What kind of perspective can you get from that? Maybe getting an astrology reading, okay, with the mystic energy. Like I said, checking out your chart. That's also Aquarius as well. Doing things a little differently. Trying to figure out a new solution, an innovative solution, a new solution, something different. Yeah, and then being fair with the Libra energy, justice. What's fair is fair. Now, I don't know if somebody going to court over money and finances. Is that what it is too? That could be the case. Somebody could be going through separation or divorce, or they could be going through paternity or alimony situations, or any type of court situations where you have to pay some money out, is what I'm getting here. But, maybe you see how we have, when I was talking about a mediator, you see how justice energy has a blindfold on. This is somebody who don't see either side. They just dare to give the truth and deal with the facts. Got an air energy here. Aquarius and Libra. All right. Heavy on those energies. Now, I think I got all the cards out here. So I hope that this helped y'all in some way, shape, or form if you resonated. And I'll check you out in the next reading. Later, Air.